Hello, welcome to Homework Walkthrough Video 6.05C, Independent Practice. Let's get started. Business mode. All right, question one. Solve the equation. 9 equals something divided by 7. So this fraction means divided by, same as if it was negative 9 equals something divided by 7. Let's solve this backwards question with inverse operations or opposite operations. To use the opposite operation strategy, I will do the opposite operation that I see to the opposite side of the equal sign. So instead of dividing by 7 on the right, I will times by 7 on the left. And that will give me my answer. Monsieur calculator, what is negative 9 times 7? Negative 63. Now, if you don't believe me, or if you don't believe Monsieur Calculator, let's replace the mystery number with our potential correct answer and see if we get a true statement. Does negative 63, that divided by 7, is that negative 9? Yep, true statement. So negative 63 is our correct answer. Negative 63. Number 2. Okay. Question 2, negative 8 equals negative 1/6 times x. Now there's a couple ways to do this one. I'll show two ways, but this means times right here. On a number, even if it's a fraction, if it's right next to a letter, it means timesing. So negative 8 equals negative 1/6 times x. First method, let's solve with inverse operations. To use the inverse operation strategy, I will do the opposite operation that I see to the opposite side of the equal sign. So this is not a minus sign right here. This is a negative. The operation sign is times. So we are going to do the opposite of timesing, not the opposite of minus. We're going to do the opposite of timesing, which is dividing. We're going to divide by 1/6, and that will give us our answer. Another way to do this is timesing by a fraction, especially when the top number is 1. We call those unit fractions, is the same as if I were to just divide what I'm multiplying by the denominator. They mean the same thing. Times 1/6 is the same as divided by 6. Just like if you were to times something by 1/2, that's the same. It's just dividing it by 2. Dividing by 2 and timesing by 1/2 mean the same thing. So here we could use inverse operations. And instead of dividing by -6, we could times by -6, because that's the opposite operation. They both give us the same answer. So let's type this in. Negative 8 divided by 1/6 equals 1.3. Repeating. No. Wait. I need parentheses. Let's try again with parentheses, just in case I did that one. 8 negative divided by parentheses 8, but it's negative, divided by parentheses 1 divided by 6, but it's a negative in parentheses. Oh, okay, not the same. Negative 0.16 repeating. That's not right. Good to do it both ways, right, folks? It's confusing why it's not working, but we can let's just axe this way. I'm sure we could do it this way somehow, but Mr. Bertram is royally messing it up. Oh, I just realized what I did, but okay, I realized what I did wrong. So which gets really deeper into why inverse operations works. Since we're multiplying, I want to get this number to be 1. That's what I want to do. So, like when we're adding and subtracting, I want the number to be 0. So the opposite of minusing 5 is plus 5. The opposite of timesing 1 is dividing by 1. Or the opposite of timesing by 5 is dividing by 5. Because 5 divided by 5 is 1. Now here, the inverse of timesing by negative 1/6 is timesing, no, yes, is timesing by negative 6 because negative 1/6 times negative 6, that equals positive 1. And then 1 times anything is just itself, making it disappear. So, oof, kind of confusing. Both of these really deep, right? Mr. Bertram forgot about that. Okay, so both negative 8 times negative 6. Sorry for the complicated explanation only on question 2. Geez, Mr. Bertram, what are you doing? Trying to make my brain explode? Nope, not trying to. I am succeeding in it. So 48. Rewind that back. If you need that explanation again, maybe watch it in times 2 speed. Because, yeah, Mr. Bertram. Oh, looks like we got another opportunity to practice. Another opportunity to practice with the fractions. Booyah. Another opportunity. All right, so I want to get this number to be 1 because 1 times anything is just itself, making this number disappear. I want this number gone. I want it out of here. 1 on top of 10 times something equals 6. Now, how can I get 1/10 to be 1? I multiply it by vocab word. It's reciprocal. I multiply it by its reciprocal, 10 on top of 1, or just 10. So the opposite of timesing by 1/10 is timesing by 10 over 1, or just timesing by 10. Now another way to write this is x on top of 10 equals 6. When we have a fraction, especially when the top number is 1, and we're multiplying it by something, I can rewrite that as just that number on top, like 1/10 times 7 is 7/10. If I have 1/10 7 times, I have 7/10. I just rewrite it like that. So the inverse here of dividing by 10 is timesing by 10. Same as over there. Oh, Mr. Bertram is much faster this time. So 6 times 10 gets us our correct answer. Here, x equals 60. 6 times 10 is 60. Woo. Yay. Thank you, reciprocal. So glad we learned that vocab word. All right. Oh, phew, not another fraction question. Good. Those are tough on the brain. Question. We are going to. I want this 6 gone. I want it out of here. I don't want it there. We don't like it. So, to solve this backwards question of 6 times what is 18, we are going to use inverse operations. Inverse operations to try and turn this 6 into the number 1, because 1 times something is just itself, making the 1 disappear. So I want the 6 gone. I want it out of here. To turn 6 into 1, I can divide by 6. So the opposite of timesing is dividing. Inverse operations disappears. So 18 divided by 6 will give me my correct answer. Oh, it is 3. Thank you, Monsieur Calculator. It doth be 3. I hope. Yes, it doth be. All right, question 5. Yay. We have here -4 times mystery number equals -16. -4 times mystery number is -14. Now, I want that -4 out of here. I want it gone. I want to turn this mystery number into the number 1 with multiplication or division, because 1 times anything is just itself, making that number disappear. Then we can finally find our answer, not have it be a backwards question. So let's use inverse operations. I'm looking at a times, not a minus. That is not an operation sign. That is part of the number, -4. The operation sign is times, so we are going to do the opposite to the opposite side. Divide by 4. -4. Oops, almost forgot that. Divide by -4. So -4 divided by -4 is 1. 1 times itself is just itself, so that disappears. Over here, -16 divided by -4 will give us our answer. What do you say, Monsieur Calculator? It is 4 equals 4. Last question. We are looking at here -2 times x equals 16. I want this x all by itself. So I want this -2 out of here. I want it out of here. So let's turn this -2 into the number 1 with multiplication or division. Then it'll disappear because 1 times anything is just itself. So if we can somehow get -2 to be 1 by timesing and dividing, then we can finally get our answer all by itself. So let's use inverse operations strategy. Inverse operations. The opposite of timesing is dividing, right? Yep. The operation sign here is timesing, not minusing. That is not a minus, that is a negative sign. So that is not an operation. We're doing inverse operations, opposite operations. So instead of timesing by 2, let's divide, or timesing by -2, let's divide by -2. Oh, -2 divided by -2 is 1. 1 times x is just x, so that disappears. Now 16 divided by -2, Monsieur Calculator, c'est x is -8. -8. Yay! All right, if you need more help with this homework, you let me know. I would love to help. All right. Goodbye, folks, and good luck.